Now, the rest of the story.
So what you doing? We got the chute and all the gates set up the other day. Dad and I were able to get all the cows moved up from the back lot into the front lot. Turnout time for the bulls is dangerously near, as in 3 days. And it doesn't really help when the girls are sticking their behinds against the gate and letting the bulls just, well, you know, like when you put a stake out to a dog at just the end of his leash and tell him that all you can do is sit and look at it. So it's going to be a little bit of a mess here. I feel bad for the vet. I did get him one of those boba drinks as kind of a peace offering, because we got approximately 10 that need to be checked for being bred for this fall. Going through, and everybody is getting re-tagged. Everybody. You see, like these bred heifers that I bought, it's got the blue tag in the one ear and then the white tag in the other ear. Both those tags we dropped, and then it'll just be given one blue tag. Same thing with this little Charlotte over here. Another bought heifer. She was an open feeder calf when I bought her. That tag will come out, and then she'll get one blue tag. So my goal is to have all the cows preg checked, everybody wormed, or all the cows preg checked that need to be checked, everybody wormed, and everybody tagged. And I'll be happy. We got 4 feeder bulls that need to be run through the chute, vaccinated and banded, so I can sell them in September. And then I did manage to get, which I wasn't trying to, I got all the babies up in here, and I got a couple with pink eye, so we'll probably just go ahead and just treat them. When we do, there's only one that actually needs the attention. Ryan and Hannah are going to be here to help. Dad is down tedding with the 79. I'm hoping for a non-event. I mean, I'm hoping this is going to be simple, straightforward. Nobody gets hurt. What I got to do here, I got to pull this gate out, and I'm going to move it on the other side of the tub and then tie it up, chain it up, whatever I need to do, because we're going to come in through the outer gate, set the chute up right here. So we run them through the chute, we let them out, and then go back out to the lot and hopefully be happy. This is the most they've really been worked in a while, other than when I first brought them home. I walk through them all the time, as you guys have seen, so they're quiet, but they're also a few of these that they're quiet because, you know, I leave them alone. What I'd like to see, let's see here. I want to run my 2 Red Bulls through the chute, but that'll be the very last thing we consider doing, and honestly I might just say forget it, because I'd like to drop out the red tags that they have. Those were the tags they had in at the sale that I bought them from. I'd like to go through and put 2 white tags in them, or a white tag in each of their ears, because these 2 Red Bulls are mine. Dad, I don't have an orange tag, or a green tag for Dad's bull, but I'm not too worried about him because he's literally the only black bull around. But I want to be able to keep these 2 red ones separate. I know Rocky, everybody knows which one Rocky is, because he's got Rockstar right on his ear tag. And the way it's looking, we're going to see how the year pans out, because I make this stuff up literally day by day. But Rocky may quite seriously go down the road. I mean, for a little bit he is breeding, I guess he's all right. But my goals are to at least go buy 1, if not 2 more red yearlings again next year. And then after that, it'll just be, you know, as I need to replace them, I'll be bringing bulls in, because not everybody in here, minus the calves, minus 2 or 3 of the smaller feeder heifers that calved last fall. But otherwise, everybody in here, I'm looking for calves out of them either this fall or next spring. So I'm just hoping it's a non-event. Not event as in we run them through the chute and done. Not people yelling or somebody getting hurt. And like I said, Dad is down tedding hay. We get done with this today. We cut hay yesterday. Gonna go through all the equipment tomorrow, balers, and hook the rake up. I think Dad, if he has to finish tedding tomorrow, we'll see what it looks like, and then rake and bale Wednesday, Thursday, haul everything in on Friday, and I'll be glad once that much is done. Ryan is out cutting waterways right now, and I mean the waterway he'll end up just being dumped in for the cows right away. But I'm putting 4 bales in with the cows right now. It's good quality stuff. But I'm looking to try to get at least a bale a day at the very most, and I'd really like to see about 4 bales gone through and by every 5 days. So might be asking a little much out of them right now. So, dude, you need to move. No, everybody's asking me what the names are of these guys. I haven't named them yet. Come on, buddy. Come on. No, buddy doesn't count. Come on, because everybody's buddy. You call the bulls buds. Come on, girls. You call the girls girls. I don't know. It's just how it works, I guess. But get him up out of the way, because I know full well if I make the mistake or the wrong move of letting any of the bulls in with these guys, I won't be getting them out. I mean, yeah. You're playing 70s, you know what music. If you get what I mean. So, all right. Sorry for anybody that has any kids that's watching this. So all the chute work is done. All we got in this lot right now are the 4 bulls. Today is the 12th. I'm letting them in the 15th. I'm letting them all in. I mean, I think he's pretty much only running on 1 cylinder, my own opinion. These guys, particularly these 2, are my money makers. There's nothing wrong with him, really. He's a 50-50 whether or not he's going to throw a red calf or a black calf. At this point, I'm going to have black calves regardless, because I have some black cows, so it's really no big deal. All we had was 1 wire panel get smashed, which really isn't that big of a deal. We cut it in half. I can reuse that as a floodgate. We left all the panels up. Largely these 3 are the ones I really need, but I can at least shut this up right here. This in the tub, I got this chain shut for the moment. That's fine. That gate there is keeping the bulls from running around the back again, because I just took the gate out and we ran the chute out that way. Worked perfect. It's gonna rain a little bit, which whatever, it's fine at this point. We had, excuse me, we had 2 asshat cows, which the cows that you're watching for to be issues ultimately end up not being the cows to be worried about, because the cow that I was watching for, she went through relatively easy, and then it was actually 2 of my seasoned cows. By seasoned cows, I mean the cows that have actually been in my herd longer, not the longest, but probably, yes, this technically the 2nd generation. You got my 2 oldest cows. It's actually the cows that came after them, so you can kind of tell all of the other tags are gone. We got blue tags and everybody. Ryan tagged, Hannah wrote records down. The goal was to get everybody tagged. I don't really know what's going on there with the upside down tag. Looks like somebody was rubbing. Just seeing everybody have blue tags is great. We got some yellow tagged heifers. Those are part of the heifers that I bought. I wanted to leave those yellow tags in there. My Charolais, ciao. My Charolais's still got the red tag in her. We'll try to get that out at some point. She was one of the first ones that went through, and all the instructions weren't 100% clear when I told Ryan I want all the tags cut out. Well, that was she had already gone through when I hadn't made that clear yet. But all the young calves, we shushed them out right off the bat so they didn't get crushed. They'll be run through the chute here later on this year. Because the steers, they've all been banded. I'm selling them the first of the year, so I should have 7 calves to sell then. The chute's still set up, or not the chute, but the gates were set up because I have like 3 or 4 smaller calves. This one is one of them. That actually looks like Reba. So that one's Reba. That's actually one of my feeder bulls. Treated for pink eye, vaccinated, and put a band on them. I got 4 of them out here. At this point, it was just simpler just to let them out with the cows. They're small enough yet, they're young enough. I'm not worried about them jumping. Of course, when you got a band on your nuts, I don't know too many guys that would really want to be jumping around and bouncing around, which is probably why they're all camped out over there too. As of right now, we're sitting good as far as the cattle goes. I'm hauling the pasture to them. I was asked why my cows aren't on pasture. The only pasture I really have right now is this 1.5 acres, 2 acres that is already overgrazed. It doesn't even have a fence on it at the moment. I have 2 other pastures I can utilize. I just haven't gotten to it yet, which is pretty much the story of my life. Doing everything by level of importance right now, which is why I had to get this done, because I'm putting the bulls in the 15th regardless. So it's just the way it was going to be. It's just the bulls are going in even if I didn't get them ran through the chute, whatever. We're making the valley. We're trying to make the valley, so we got that on our list of to-dos. It's cut, partially tedded. I don't even know if it's worth tedding the rest of it. That's where I'm actually headed right now. It's sprinkling, but if I have to sacrifice the valley for a decent shot of rain at this point, so be it. I need cow feed, and the grass really isn't gonna look like it's gonna yield that great. Ryan said the point of thumb is to figure it's gonna run about half of what it did last year, because that's what the alfalfa did. Problem is, this is grass. Okay, well, half of what it ran last year, it ran 424 bales for first cut last year. There's no way we even get remotely close to that. There's no way. I think 300 is nothing but, you know, high in the sky, up in the clouds, hoping for the best. That ain't gonna happen. So for those of you that are still wondering, that are still watching, how many cows were bred for this fall? 2. Out of the 10 cows that did not calve this spring, that have full potential according to the vet, he says that there's nothing that indicates to him that they shouldn't have gotten bred. I think a lot of it boils down to just the fact that Rocky isn't running at 100%. He's got a sore foot. He's had a sore foot. That's why we got bulls in here to replace him. I'm gonna let him go for the time being, unless we decide to just up and get rid of him. But I mean, fat cattle prices, live cattle prices, slaughter cattle prices are honestly really good right now, so maybe that's something we should consider, I guess. I mean, we're still gonna have 3 bulls dropped in with my parents' cattle. How much Rocky's really gonna do at this point, I don't know. I mean, he's pretty much running on borrowed time, because we've had him for a few years now, and getting the management to this point where we are with the cattle right now, I wouldn't say I'm over managing them, but I'm definitely starting to be more nitpicky about it. I'm sure a lot of cattle guys are probably going to say I'm crazy for keeping 8 open cattle for next year, but the problem is, I really would hate to take myself out and lose essentially a trailer load of cows that still have some good producing years left on them yet, just because the bull wasn't able to perform. But we went through, we wrote down all the new tags, all the tags of what they were and what their current numbers are. We go through and preg check them next year, and if their number comes up again, they're gone. It was the best way to do it in my personal opinion, and that's the way it's going to be. So everyone is not really used to being handled like that, and the two that gave us issues, like, that was not her, that's actually the mom. She's actually hiding in the back there, the black one back against the guardrail, and I'm not seeing the other one, because if she would have had her way, she would have been on the highway. And the problem is with me is I am the type of individual where she wouldn't have had much time to cooperate if she would have, it was us being that close to the road with all the construction and everything right now. She wouldn't get very many chances to right herself. So it's working with cattle, but I'm happy with my red herd. I got a couple tan ones in here, they're fine. I got a speckled white face in here. I won't keep any calves out of her, but she's producing a calf, and as of right now I need to be producing calves. That's just the long and the short of it. So I gotta go because I got more people waiting on me. The manure pile, the JCB just left, but I was actually looking at pushing that up and piling it up more and getting it to compost, because it seems like there's an awful lot there. There is. With the rain that we're kind of getting, if we actually got a bunch of rain on it and I could actually mix it up again, because that is 2 lots. That's twice now that we've scraped the lot up, and I want them on concrete, like what we got. This little bit that we got out here is fine. I mean, I gotta pick up some sticks obviously from making pasture, but having a manure pile isn't hurting me whatsoever. I actually want it, because that stuff, we spread our manure pile from last year, and even through our old spreader, which, you know, it's well past its glory days, it actually did a really beautiful job spreading manure. So I'll get the next video of the cows, which, you know, my last year of doing this, I'm really not trying to solely focus on the cows, but to be honest with you guys, the crops are green, but unless we get a lot more of this wet stuff coming from the sky, there's not much going on. We got fences to make. I'm looking forward to the bulls dropping in and then having a bunch of calves to tag and raise, and then potentially sell a year and a half from now. But somebody was asking also if it's worth doing the cattle, if it pays, it's worth the time and everything. Well, it's doing the cattle is something I was underutilizing, because the cattle were pretty much just to eat any of the scrub hay off of the valley. Well, I'm to the point right now on an average year off the valley, which this will not be an average year off the valley, only having to sell half of the hay up there versus trying to ship 700 bales of hay. I'm fine with raising cattle and walking hay off the farm. I really am not a fatten upper when it comes to somebody that wants to put a lot of grain into my cattle. I'll give them 60 days of feed. That's what I'll do. Those 4 now steer calves that were vaccinated and everything, I put the bulls in here, they're coming in here. Gonna pull that bunk up, I'm gonna mix up a load of feed, and then I'm gonna give them just a bucket or just a few pounds of grain per head per day, which is essentially, I think it comes out to a bucket, and put them on feed for the next 2 months, and then they'll be going on a trailer the first sale in September. And then only having 2 calves for this fall, my fall herd plans might just kind of go up in smoke. You know, just forget it and focus on just a spring herd, and then just dump in 4 or 5 bulls to them. And at that point, they really don't have an excuse not to produce a calf. So my cattle operation is constantly changing, if you haven't noticed. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for watching. I gotta go down and check my hay.